Well, a really fun way to start off the breeding show out here on the goat side of things. I think it's a really some fun ones to look out here. Obviously, some differing types out here. I think the young lady's go here in the end. I think she wins this class very handily. I think she does a nice job of balancing that. That goat just offers a great deal of balance. I like the femininity, the refinement to the front end. She's really broody and bold sprung into that rib, and then she carries that dimension really well and balanced. Into an impressive rear view where there's a lot of dimensions that inner and outer thigh. I think a good one that just puts a lot of really good things together for me to start off in that first hole. I think it's a little bit more challenging there in between second and third. Between second and third, I think we have a little bit more of a debate. In terms of growth, I think that's going to get a little more stoutness of bone. I know we're doing a little bit of projection into this female. I think she's just going to be a little bit more opened up, have a little more center body dimension, and then set just a little bit wider there at his pins. So at this point, I think if we just do a little projection, I think that female's got a lot of quality there in that second hole. The goat that's going to be coming there in third, I think, is a female that is relatively long-sided, a goat that's got some top shape. But for me, this goat just wants to get a little bit frailer in its bone work. I like to stouten that goat up just a little bit, make it a little stronger right behind the shoulder there. But I think a goat that definitely has some pieces that you can appreciate in terms of being long-sided and having some dimension down that top. Then we get into a trio of goats down here in the end, and I think that they, in terms of the quality, I think they're all very comparable. It's some minute differences amongst the three. The young man's goat here that's going to be there in the fourth hole spot. Just a bigger outline type of a goat that's longer pattern, that's got a little bit more total weight per day of age at this point, just a little more growth at this point. And the next young man's goat, I think, is a goat that's just going to be a little bit frailer, not carry the same dimensions as the goat ahead of it. And that's going to be the kind of the same case for that speckled goat down there at the end. Goat that wants to kind of round out that hip structure for me a little bit. We like to give that goat just a little extra stoutness and muscularity to move any higher. I think it's pretty close amongst those three right there. But overall, very interesting class. If we're in discuss Sherman, I think that the young lady that's presenting her doe out here does a really good job of getting those legs set nice and square. I really appreciate that. And your showmanship style, very calm demeanor, which is important. I also thought the young man in here, I think he did a nice job of getting those legs set nice and square. And the only thing I would tell you is to always look like you're being active while you're showing. Sometimes you have a tendency to just kind of relax once you get that goat set up, and make sure they always look like you're working out there, even though things are working for you and your dance partner out here. I thought you two did a nice job. But congratulations to all of you. Give them a round of applause.
Okay, over here in the sheep ring, we've got our
went to Bailey, third went to Leland Foster, fourth to Cage Gardner, fifth to no, I think Lillian. I got it. Lillian was fourth, and then Cage, and then Blaze. Which is a junior doe, 9 to 12 months, with Abby Austin. And let's have
I think she's done a nice job presenting this female out here. I think she's the type of female that I would look for in terms of putting good together in a balanced package, and just a female that I really liked in terms of just type of a feature in terms of being really broody and big rib, a lot of spring to that center body dimension. She's feminine, but of course we could give her just a touch more refinement overall. But I think that's a really productive looking female. If I could try and give her a general statement, I think she just has a really productive look. Big top type of female that's really thick-ended, has a lot of dimension and muscularity. A lot of expression there. Unfortunately, that's stifled for me today. And a really big-footed, stout-bone type of a female that's got a lot of that center body, broody look that I think you can look for in a breeding doe. Overall, congratulations, young lady. You brought out another good one. So, and I think I have the liberty of giving a champion ribbon, and I think you deserve it. So we'll give you one.
Let's put our hands together for these FFA showmen. I thought all four of them just did an excellent
Applause. I think a female that, once again, I hate to sound like a broken record out here and repeat myself, but I think she's really stout boned, and of course, you guys appreciate for how long-sided she is, long and extended. I like that look about her. So some neat pieces in that department, being impressive on the profile and being stout in this bone work. Of course, if there's some little things that we can change about this female, we're going to try and make her a little leveler out her hip and give her just an extra shot of muscularity and power. We'll do the rear, and then we get our hands on that female, just kind of get widen out that top of that loin, and give her just a little bit more dimensional muscularity right behind that shoulder if we're going to change her up just a little bit. So that's the way I saw her today.
Champion Senior Division Monday athlete.
All right, our senior division here, we have a single entry again. I think a female that, you know, got a real productive look. I think a female that actually balances out relatively well in the side profile. I think she carries that weight back in the correct parts and things like that. I think that, you know, she actually holds herself up pretty well. So I think that's one aspect that we definitely appreciate about this U. And she's got a lot of spring and center body. She's just a real productive looking female. Of course, she has been in production, and she is showing a little bit of her age a little bit, you know, just having that time of being a productive doeling in a herd. If I could just be critical of her, I think we could, of course, always add an extra shot of stoutness of bone and a little bit more muscularity into the future and just get that pin width just a little bit wider. But in terms of a U that actually balances up fairly nice, I think she put some good things together. And then obviously having some spring and rib that we can appreciate. Young lady did a nice job showing out here and appreciate her hard work. We'll give her a big round of applause. Well, let's give this young man a big round of applause for a single entry out here. I think a female that, you know, if you hadn't heard of these, you can't really complain too much. I think she just offers a lot of value. I think she just holds, for being showing her age, I think she's holding up extremely well. Wide set in her pin. She's real wide chested through. We view that female through her front edge. She just stands with a natural, great deal of base width underneath her and shows a lot of dimension and muscularity when you carry that base width all the way into that muscularity in the inner and outer thigh. I think she just has a lot of power and stoutness. You know, I think a female that you can just kind of a real solid female that you can add a lot of different pieces into, and you can find a buck to nick with relatively easily. A female that is big ribbed and stout. Of course, if we wanted to try and make her just ultra feminine, we could maybe just make her just a touch more refined to that front end. But overall, there's a really high quality, well balanced female that I think is going to continue to do good for the young man in the future. And we'll give her first place, and we'll give her a champion as well. So if anybody's curious what's going on in the ring right now, we have the born and raised division out here. The young lady is taking the opportunity to actually raise this goat on her own farm and her family's farm. She was talking about. She kind of talked to me a little bit about some of her responsibilities that she has on the farm. And I encourage all of you guys out there that maybe aren't raising your own animals. There's nothing more fulfilling than raising your own livestock. And congratulations to the young lady for taking that opportunity and producing your own livestock. It's a lot of fun to do that. And I always encourage young individuals that to take that opportunity and to start raising them and really involve yourself in the livestock industry, because the more youth we have involved in the livestock industry and the further you progress in the industry, the better we're all going to be. So congratulations. Thank you. I'll give her a blue ribbon.
We have Abby Brown, Bailey Forsyth, Abby Austin, and Tara Templeton.
Oh, we got a really nice champion drive out here for our champion market goat here in the junior division. I think there's 4 goats out here that just put a lot of good together. I've talked about each one of these goats individually. I think we have some goats that put a lot of balance, a lot of stoutness and power, all the things that the goat industry is looking for. And congratulations to all you 4. You don't always get to go out the championship drive, so be excited to be out here. And just remember, this is one guy's opinion on a certain day. So I'll go and I'll pick your champion, and I'll follow it with the reserve. Congratulations to you 4.
Have our junior champion is Abby Austin, and our reserve champion is Taryn Templeton. Congratulations.
Reserve champion Mariah.
You know, these 2 have already shown against each other earlier today, and so we've already kind of evaluated them. So I'm not going to change my mind from the earlier class. That being said, I just want to say that these 2 individuals, these 2 goats are really high quality. I think there's a lot of good in both of them. You know, I think that the goat that's going to win today, obviously a goat that just bounces up really nice. I think it's just super attractive. Really, when that goat gets driving into the young lady, she's doing a great job of showing it. Like I really think that that's just one you get drawn into, and just putting a lot of good together and just having that real balanced package that you can appreciate. The young lady in the red, the second place goat, is just a kind of the fascinating goat to look at. Just the pop and expression and muscularity this goat offers is intriguing to look at. The way that jump muscle sits up on top of that goat is just there's just a lot of product there and a lot of expression, and it's just kind of a fun one to look at. But we are going to go ahead and use the young lady here in the end for our overall in the intermediate division. But congratulations to both of you. If I can, I'll give you some more ribbons. Okay, so champion and reserve champion. Congratulations to both of you.
Our reserve champion is Tana Templeton. Ben Sather and Libby Reynolds.
Class out here in the senior division. We've already evaluated these compared to each other, and this came out of a class that was probably the most challenging class for me to evaluate today. I thought that it was relatively close in the class, and I thought it was relatively close amongst these two. Just to talk about them again, I think the young man's goat just kind of puts enough together for me in terms of being big topped and having enough dimension of muscularity. Of course, we could do some changes and making that goat just a little more level out of its top, but I think it's a goat that's stronger down its top line for me today, and a goat that just handles it surprisingly well. And so we're going to go ahead and give, of course, the champion to the young man, taking nothing away from the young lady there in reserve. I think that goat's maybe just cracked open a little bit more. It was evaluated through his chest board, just wants to stand with a little more natural base. For me, that goat just got a little bit relaxed in his top line, kind of wanted quarter hip to kind of round in that hip structure for me a little bit today. But I thought it was relatively close today between those two. But we will go champion man and reserve to the young lady. Congratulations.
Senior champion, Ben Sather, and reserve champion is Libby Reynolds.